Hi, this is Dorothy Smith, and today I'm going to show you the cut above for December. So this is the subscription that I chose to get for the year period of time because you get a really good discount with the full year. And so I am now putting December together, and this is all Christmas all the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and separate everything out, but there isn't a whole lot to separate out as much as usual. So there's the placeholders for the pictures, and here are the photo mats, and here are the backgrounds, and the page protectors that we always get with our subscriptions. And so rustic wood, love it. I love it. And so the other layout that's going to be the second layout. The other layout is kind of a reddish plaid with kind of a peach color. So that's what we're going to put together first. And I would suggest there are such minimal instructions with these that I would suggest you take the time to read them, which I don't. So I am just picking out the mats. The black goes with the rustic wood, and the peach goes with the our plaid. And first time you can see that there's some Mars on the paper. Well, that's because I put the wrong mats down first. And that's why I say read your instructions, ladies, because goodness gracious, every time I don't, I do something wonky. So I am putting these little strips here, and they are just going to be a little mat that peeks out from the side of the picture. And so I'm putting the photo holders in place just as a reminder, as usual. And this gets a 4x4. So there we go. And the joy is a die cut, as you can see. I like that holly and the berry. I love holly. And so that is going to be our title. I was kind of glad that these two layouts actually have quite a bit of a lot of stickers more than die cuts, and the stickers are so easy to work with that it's hard to not just love stickers. Anyway, there's a little sled and a couple of presents to go with it, and a couple of more holly leaves. And this little guy doesn't really show up anyplace, but I find a place to put him. And one of the holly leaves doesn't show up anyplace, and so I kind of put those two together, and just getting rid of the garbage and the little pieces so it doesn't get in the way. So what is that joy? You know, the joy in the plaid reminds me of the old-time Joy of Cooking cookbook. Oh my gosh, my head just went into the Wayback Machine. Okay, so the sticker is the beginning of the title, so it's going to be So Much Joy, which that's what Christmas is all about, is feeling good about giving to others and getting together with friends and family. And you know, family can be challenging sometimes, but try to laugh it off and enjoy them for the moment. So, because you will miss them when they're gone, believe me. So I am popping up, actually I'm popping up a lot of stuff on these two layouts, and the reason is because I just did a video on the Christmas ornaments, and they were shaker ornaments, so now I've got all these wonderful stickers left over from the shaker ring, which I just absolutely love. I love these circles of these cut squares, the foam squares, and it's a pretty thick foam too, so it pops up quite a bit from the background. I do like that joy. Yeah, I got to get my fingernails cut. Can't pick anything up. So I'm even popping up the dot over the J. There we go. So much joy. And then, of course, the holly's got to get popped up. So this is an unusual color. I'm not really sure what color this is. I guess I should go get my colors out and figure it out. But it's a little different. Ooh, but that green looks so good with it. And there's a little fir branch going under there. And what I'm going to do is, you know, and I would welcome anybody's opinion on this. The only thing I can think to do is to kind of unstick the stickum on the back when they go slightly over a picture. I try to move them away from the picture as much as possible. And I'm using my anti-static bag to kind of, you know, get rid of some of the stickum, kind of put a powder on it. But I am popping up that particular Christmas tree because I don't want it to lay flat right against where you would put a picture. So that's my thought process there. Anyway, I'm popping up the sled, and then I'll put the, and this is okay because it's not going, the foam isn't going over the, touching the picture, so you'll be able to slide the picture in underneath. And I'm just putting stickum on the Tombow on the bottom of the present, so the picture can very easily slide under there. Okay, so next page is, well, that'll get covered, so that doesn't matter. That's some Tombow from where I made the original mistake, and there's still glue on the back side of those mats. So see, I was thinking a 3x4 went there, but actually it's going to be a 4x6 going that way, horizontal. Same kind of thing. The journaling area is pre-printed, so that's what makes these pages go so fast, is your there's so many pieces. I mean, just on this page alone, there's 1, 2, 3 pieces that get saved from having to cut because they're already printed on. And that little circle says deck the halls, and another little piece of fern going with the holly. And the little scallop goes on the bottom. No, it goes on the other one, Dorothy. The longer one goes there. So there we go. That kind of finishes that bottom. It just looks a little, that looks much better, a little softer looking. So I couldn't find where the 2U, and it looked funny to have an envelope sitting on the sled. So I'm kind of putting the holly and the 2U together. Don't ask me why. It just seemed like the thing to do. So, and I'm also going to pop that up, and then I'll be, I think, pretty much finished with this page. And I was kind of thinking, I'm doing a vendor show a week from today, and so what I want to do is take all of these subscription pages that I've made through the year, and I think I've made a video close to every one of them. I may have missed 1 or 2, but I'm going to put all of those pages in an album, and just so I can show people that the album, you know, in not a whole lot of time, you know, you can, you know, you've seen me, and it's usually about 30, 35 minutes to put 4 pages together. And I'm thinking that line is for the mat, but it's not. So I kind of figure out, and I went and actually read some instructions. So give me some credit here. I finally read instructions. So the first thing to do is to get everything situated right. And the black edge just really sharpens that kind of tweedy type background side panel there. And look at all of those are stickers. Thank goodness, right? They would be kind of a pain to put down with glue. So I am very happy for that. And look at how pretty they look on with the black and white kind of theme going here. It really, I think it came out. I love these little branches. So sometimes you just kind of have to watch. Sometimes a little hunk of sticker will get in between the leaves. So I end up having these little pieces stuck all over my fingers. And they don't come unstuck, and I try to get them unstuck, and they don't want to. And so a Christmas ball is going to go there. And a cute little, look at how just that little bit of red brightens up the whole page. I mean, that's amazing to me. But then I may be a little simple. I don't know. Oh, mama. Anyway, I'm trying to take the glue off. And that will work if you want to mess with it and spend some time. But I thought, well, there'll be another page that I want to do that I can use that. So I'm just going to go get a fresh one. And stick it down where it needs to go. So once again, I'm just kind of measuring. And see, it's going right up next to the journaling. So I could have actually used the journaling as a means of measurement to eyeball. There's a little bit, I tried to get this up, there's a little bit of white showing through that's making me nuts. And I try to get my pen out. I think you could, do a Sharpie and run it along that white edge. Or you could just say, you know what, it's not a big deal. That there isn't enough ink on my journaling pen. So, you see, I lost my round thing of stickers. So I have like 8 or 10 of them now because I made a bunch of ornaments. So I've got a whole, my work basket to the right there is filled with all of these circles. So I'm real happy about that. Anyway. Little tree going down there. So that's a good hint to put a tree picture down here. Whether it's inside or going outside, collecting a tree from the tree mart, or if you're lucky enough to be able to go out and cut your own tree down because you live out in the middle of the forest, lucky you. So there you notice it's kind of bleached out up at the top there, and that's where the title is going to go. And that line is actually for this spray of, what do you call it, fern? Not fern, fir, like it's like a fir tree or whatever. It's not really piney looking, it's kind of furry looking. Anyway, so that is for measuring and getting all those in the appropriate placement. And then I'm running out of Tombow. I'm trying to find one that works, and I had a hard time finding one that works. I don't know what happened. I have to work with those. Sometimes you get a Tombow that's kind of wonky. And I didn't have time to mess with these things.
So I did that video, 3 minutes and something.
Anyway, I finally find one that works. There we go. There we go. There's one that works. And this is going to go right down on top of the long rectangle of the fur. And so then the lighter sprays are going to go here and there around the darker ones. So I'm just taking out the little pieces that are inside. And they have a good picture that, you know, I mean, it kind of gives you a good hint of where to put everything. And these go on either side of the picture. And at first I'm popping that up to put it on top because I think, well, that looks good. But then later on, I undo that and put it underneath because that's how they showed it and there's a reason for it. So anyway, you may want to just follow the picture. But, you know, I mean, when it comes right down to it, it doesn't really make any difference. I just get kind of wired when I'm doing these, especially on a video. And I'm a little bit more loosey-goosey if I'm not on a video. Anyway, here's our Merry Christmas. And I have to tell you, the tweezers really, really helped me a lot. Just trying to get a little piece of the extra background off of there. So it makes it just so much easier to place these letters, and I don't know why. It makes no sense to me, but it's easier to place them with the tweezer than it is with my fingers. So the C is by itself, and I thought, oh, gee whiz, everything is by itself, but it's not. The rest of the word is all together. And then it becomes a little bit hard to handle, you know, just a little bit. But you're getting your placement and the general placement of the letters is easier, but it's kind of, these little pieces kind of get in the way, and they don't like to let go, like I said. So here I am putting the Christmas down, and I'm going to drop it a little bit because the I is going to be too close to the Merry. And I'm going to, it's on a little bit of a slant, but it doesn't need to be, but it can be, and it doesn't make any difference. And so the little hearts, you always want to check your sheets to make sure that you're not leave no heart behind, ladies, or a sprig, or saying. And now I'm going to go back to putting these on. And so this is where it kind of says this little one goes underneath. So it pops out from underneath that black and white. So see, really that looks better, I think. And my picture frame isn't down so hard that I can't lift up the corners or whatever to place the rest of the lighter pieces of fur. Or evergreen. Maybe I should call it evergreen. I'm going to be finished with this thing by the time I figure out what to call it. And here's the last one, and it goes down there, right? Kind of overlapping a few things. And I keep on finding little extra pieces to pull out. There we go. Isn't that nice? I like that. I think it looks really, really, it's a nice frame for a 5x7. And then we get some Christmas balls to go on it. There's another one of those things. Here we go. There we go. That one's finished. And we're winding up here. So I'm just going to clean up the area, put the ones together. That's what that looks like. Just so nice and balanced. And then the next one is our Joy of Cooking page. And I think it came out real cute. So I'm real happy. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Think of subscribing to the Scrapbook